Hi friends, it's Alissa, your friendly neighborhood yoga lady. Welcome to Momentum, a series of mindfulness, breath, and movement videos created especially for the Grand River Hospital's incredible staff team. Today we're going to work on one of the most requested movements that we had during the outdoor yoga at Kitchener-Waterloo campus and Freeport campus. It was the good morning or regressed deadlift, and it gets everything moving from your hips to your pelvis and your low back. So it's particularly supportive if you're standing on your feet quite a lot, and in terms of keeping your spine both mobile and stable. In order to do today's practice, you really only need a chair. But if you wanted to make the practice a little spicier or interesting, you could use a strap, a tie, a belt, a scarf as something to hold taut with your hands. So take a moment to grab your chair and your strap if you want to use a strap, and we'll meet back here. So before you even sit down on your chair, let's all come up to a stand and get a little bit acquainted with hips and knees by doing an inward and outward shake of the thighs. Get those quads jiggling a little bit. And then maybe sway from side to side a little or back to front. Then make a bit of a circle with your hips and go as wide as you like with your feet. This might feel good if you put your hands on your hips and you can kind of trace a circle as large as you can. And if you come across a spot that feels jittery or clunky or not smooth, can you slow down a little bit, make the movement a bit smaller, and back off a little bit, but generally slow it down. Yeah, nice. Come back to stillness, and we're going to have a seat on our chair, but we're not going to sit on it in a normal way. So as you come to sit on your chair, think about resting your buttocks right on the edge. So there's a very generous space between your back and the back of the chair. And as you land there, make your feet, the space between your feet, quite wide. Your shin is vertical, your feet aren't way out here, so stack your ankles under your knees and begin by inviting your hands to find your hips. Sit nice and tall here, and let's tune in first with our breath. See where you feel your breath in your body. You might feel it at the upper lip as your breath passes over, or you might feel it at your belly as your breath rises and falls. Wherever you feel it, can you slow it down just a little? Especially your exhales. So let your exhales be longer than your inhales. And at the end of your next exhale, with your hands on your hips, start to hinge your hips forward. So you're deepening the crease at your hips right here. And actually, sometimes I even like to put my hands in the crease so that I know, okay, I'm leaning forward and creating a depth of crease there. As you lean forward, lift through your tail, get bright through your tail. So you're not tucking your tail under, you're getting lift through the tail. Draw your torso forward and stop when you begin to feel your back rounding. from that position, really press your feet down to come all the way up. That's the first part of this good morning exercise. The next part is to tuck your tail, allow your back to find the chair. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't, but you're really tucking your tail here. Reach your hands away. And then use your belly muscles to draw yourself all the way back up. Let your head float to the sky. Hands come down. Nice. Let's put it all together. So if you're using the strap, grab your strap. Wide grip, wider than shoulders. Sit up nice and tall here. Begin to initiate that pelvic tilt by tipping the bowl of your pelvis forward, lifting your tail. Let your strap, let your hands come down towards the earth. You're not reaching for the earth so much as just bringing them forward. Really press down through your heels here. See if you can fire up the outer line of your legs to draw your torso all the way back up, using your legs for power. And once you get there, tuck your tail under, reach your knuckles away. Maybe your back floats to the back of the chair. And then push your knuckles forward even more. Sit nice and tall. Draw your sternum up. Draw your head up to the sky. Rest your arms down. This is not easy work, so I encourage you to keep with it and sense what you sense in your body as it's happening. Let's do a little hip swirl here. One direction and then the other. If you notice, let's say, as you're coming forward, that one foot is pressing down more than the other, that might be good to even out. Or if you notice your arms are reaching at different heights or lengths, see if you can pick up on that as well and do some refinements over time. This is the kind of movement you can do pretty much every day. So let's do it 2 more times together. Start by really bringing your brain down into your feet. So your proprioception fires up in those far away parts of your body. And think about pressing your feet down gently as you hinge forward. Bring your torso forward along with your pelvis. Neutral spine here. Reach your arms forward. If you're using the strap, pull it apart so you have a nice tension there. And before your back starts to round, start to come back up by pressing your feet down. Really squish your footwear, squish the floor. Sit up super tall before you come back. Then tuck your tail when you are ready to come back. Reach your knuckles forward. Carve out your spine. Make a big C curve here. Yeah. And then draw yourself back up. Use your belly muscles to get there. Rest your hands down. Nice work, everyone. So one more time, we're going to try this. I'll cue it a little bit less so you can go at your own pace, do your own thing a little bit more. And if you want, you could even try closing your eyes here for the last one. So let's all set up by sitting tall, right on the edge of the seat here. Like we can't wait to do this good morning exercise. And then think about hinging at your hip. So deepen that hip crease. Torso follows the pelvis as the pelvis tips forward. Tail lifts up behind you. Think about using your legs for power in the sense of bringing yourself back up. That's where all the strength comes from. Sit nice and tall at the top. Then tuck your tail, reach your knuckles away, curve your spine, and sit up one more time, nice and tall. Give your hips a little wiggle. And set your strap aside, And from this shape, do something that feels good for your lower body. So maybe that's a windshield wiper from side to side, or perhaps you'd like to invite one ankle to rest on the opposite knee in a figure 4 and then switch sides. Take a moment to move in a way that your body is asking for right now. And take a moment as well to thank yourself for showing up and doing a little bit of movement self-care for yourself today. It's great to have you here. See you next time.